So a lot of what I do has already been talked about. I mean, Danelle and I are aligned in the health world in that we are, our goal is to make people healthier. But one of the things that typically my clients come to me when they have gotten some news from the doctor or they want to prevent getting news from the doctor that maybe isn't so good for them. So what I do is I try to find from them what would be the consequence of you not taking action at this point. If you keep doing what you're doing, where are you going to be in 3 months and 6 months and a year? What is that going to look like for you? And so when they know that they're headed down a path of, maybe self-destruction at some point, but they're headed down a path that isn't going to go so well for them, it gives them an idea of what they want to avoid. And so as I think Bertha said before, people prefer to avoid pain versus, they're more motivated by avoiding pain than they are about getting a reward for something. So, so we want to focus on what is going to make them take action. And one of the things that was very beneficial to me, I 10 years ago lost 135 pounds, and the way I did that initially was that I gave up processed sugar, which is a complete game changer. I mean, to me, that sets the stage for success in any area of weight loss, in getting your health in order, because sugar causes inflammation in your body and it ends up being the basis of many diseases, including cancer, including heart disease, and many other things. So when you can cool that inflammation in your body, you have already set the stage for a very positive outcome. And not only that, you gain control of what you eat a lot more easily than if you were to modify or to moderate or to just sort of limit your sugar. Because when you limit, you're still, it's almost like telling a heroin addict to only use a little bit of heroin. It doesn't work that way. You have to eliminate it from your diet. If you really want to be successful, you have to take it out, because the food is the food is manufactured to make you keep coming back for more, because otherwise those companies wouldn't stay in business. So that substance in there is very addictive. It's actually more addictive than cocaine and heroin. So understand that the chemistry of the food is not compatible with a healthy body a lot of times. So you want to make sure that you're making the right choices. But once you start doing that, and it really it sets the stage for a much higher level of success and much more likelihood of sustainability. And so that's the approach that I take. But when I do it with my clients, we take it a little bit at a time, because small incremental changes are often more sustainable than trying to quote eat the elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant at one time. So you can't make wholesale changes in your entire life, because what happens is it becomes too overwhelming and your brain shuts down. Your brain stops you because it wants to keep you safe, and all of that change is perceived as unsafe. So you want to make sure that you take these small steps towards the goals that you want, so that when you look back in 3 months and 6 months, you can see how far you came, but it didn't feel like it when you were going through it. So it's making it manageable for the person, so that they don't see that, if somebody comes to me and they have to lose 100 pounds and they say, oh my God, I have to lose 100 pounds, I'm never going to be able to do that. That's their brain telling them that this isn't safe. This change is too drastic. We can't do this. So what we do is we make small, bite-sized goals, bite-size goals, and we make it so that it is attainable. And the approach that I take, I have a 6-month individual program. We set 3 goals a week. So we meet once a week. We set 3 goals that we mutually agree on, and then the following week I hold them accountable for those goals. And if they don't attain them, then we figure out why, and maybe we have to switch them a little bit, or maybe we have to go a completely different direction. But it's really about the person's success and what is going to work for them. And so, like I said, taking sugar out of the diet, I am nutritionally focused, but not completely, because there's so many other things that are about this. It's usually not about the food. It's usually about what's causing you to eat the food. It's the emotion, and it's the it's your lifestyle. It's the stress. The stress is another issue. But one of the things that I just lost my train of thought. The
As far as the, I know the sugar taking you out of the diet, you've had a huge impact on your life, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm a cancer survivor, and when I was, when I was diagnosed with cancer, it was an aggressive form of breast cancer, and I went through a pretty miserable time being treated for that. And that's when I decided I had to do something to take hold of my health. And when I did that, um, I did some research, and one of the things that I found is that processed sugar is cancer's best friend. And so when you take that out of your diet, you actually help to minimize your risk of recurrence. Because I had a high risk of recurrence because of this type of cancer. So I immediately took that on, and that's what actually made the weight come off almost effortlessly. I can't say completely effortlessly. There was a lot going on there, but it was such a game changer for me. But also one of the things, that's another thing. One of the things that I like to do is I like to take the emotion out of the number on the scale. The number on the scale is just your relationship to gravity. That's all it is. And when people are emotionally connected to that number, and they determine how they're going to feel about themselves based on this number, based on their relationship to gravity, I really try to pull out the emotion from that. And I find that that's very helpful, because it just becomes a number then. It's just a number. You like it to go down because that number going down is going to mean you're getting healthier. But it isn't something that is going to make you a good person or a bad person. It's not going to make you successful or unsuccessful in your life. It is strictly your relationship to gravity. So so everybody should remember that, by the way, that number on the scale is nothing other than your, how close, how much that gravitational pull is working on your body. Unfortunately, that gravitational pull also works on your joints and your muscles and all the other stuff. So you do want that number to be lower, so that gravitational pull isn't quite so onerous on your body. But anyway, so those are the approaches that I take, and I'm very successful with my clients. I had a client whose numbers were completely out of control on medication, and within 3 months went back to the doctor and found out his numbers were in better shape than they ever were. So that it really does work, and it's really those are the gratifying stories for me. The ones that where somebody gets really good news from a doctor after having multiple visits with bad news, and that makes it worth it. And it makes this the thing I was meant to do.
Excellent, excellent.